Welcome to this video, Venus in Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, When the Stars Aligned. Now, this placement is a complex one, and it's my very own placement, so I've spent many years really cracking into this one and learning both painfully and excitedly and surprisingly and deeply, just as a Venus in Scorpio does. So welcome here. I'm assuming you are a Venus in Scorpio as well. Now, when we have the sign of Scorpio in the planet of Venus, it means that the way in which we go about love, the way in which we go about connection, relationships, sensuality in life, it's so centric around the scorpionic energy. It's ruled by Pluto, which is wanting deep transformation through powerful intimacy. So often the Venus position, if you're a woman, shows what you really desire in a relationship. In like a relationship, not so much this a chance encounter kind of fling sort of thing. It may also lead into that with your attraction style, but what you really want in a lover, what you want in a companion in an intimate relationship. And Scorpio is a fixed sign, so what would it be like to be fixed in a relationship? You could see it as being really fixed on one person. And this can be one of the biggest challenges for Venus and Scorpio. You know, often people hear Scorpio and they think, like sexual and wild and dominant and deep and seductive, wanting to seduce everyone. But actually, when you get Venus in Scorpio, you can get a lover who is almost obsessed with that one person, that they lose track of everyone else and everything else in their life. And I have seen this theme play out throughout my life, with both partners that probably didn't deserve that attention and also with partners that I really did love and admire and feel so much respect with, but notice that I still was in that tendency of becoming so obsessive. So what is the antidote for Venus and Scorpio? To really maximize this powerful intentional energy you have, but not to direct it fully on one person. Because unless that person is a Venus and Scorpio as well, it's probably going to create a bit of conflict, because not everyone, and this is what Scorpios have to remember. You know, we can have such a fixed way of living and relating and seeing that we can think, well, other people aren't like that? I don't understand. Well, don't you feel? Don't you love? Don't you care? Slow down, Scorpio, slow down. Your lover may be a Venus in Leo or a Venus in Capricorn, and everyone is right by their own nature. So for Venus and Scorpio, get passionate in your life. Use that fuel source of your sexual energy and your powerful energy and your sensual energy and your desire for curiosities and the taboo. Channel that into your life. And also look at your house placement. For example, my Venus in Scorpio is in the 10th house. So when I channel that energy, that creative, intense, intimate, deep energy into my career, into the way I'm showing up in the world, into my business that I'm growing, into my creations and offerings, I feel so full and expanded and juicy. I actually feel like I'm so ready to take on life. Just like you can feel so ready to like take on a lover. Now, if let's say your house placement though is Venus in Scorpio in the 7th house, then this means that relationships is a huge place for you to be directing your energy. Let's say it's in the 4th house. It could be around building a home, family, stability. Because what Venus and Scorpio has to remember is that you can bring the most profound, life-changing love. But if your partner or your partners or whatever your situation is, if they can't receive that and you're just pouring it, it's actually going to have a very negative impact. And it can be seen as controlling, abusive, and you know, I hate to say it because I'm saying it to myself too. Us Venus and Scorpio women or men, we can be a little bit abusive emotionally. We have this tendency to sting, and especially if we feel that we're not being seen in our deepest emotional, rich, intimate nature, then we may have the tendency, if not fully self-aware, which is impossible to be all the time, to lash out and sting. So it's very important for Scorpios to remember to humble themselves and to take things a little light and to know when to say sorry and to know when to just be in your own little intense love bubble with your own chemistry and your own self. So it's a powerful sign, it's a powerful placement, and it's a very magnetic energy. People will be drawn to you. Often women who have Venus in Scorpio, it's like that femme fatale. There's this sneaky allure. It's not even necessarily in a physical attribute in the way you look. It's just this energy that oozes from you. And for men as well, there's something like that just draws people to you. So it's beautiful for you to look at your house placement and see, I keep saying beautiful, I'm a Libra sun, so it's an interesting mesh. Also looking at your sun sign is a powerful way to find your blend. For example, if you're Venus in Scorpio, but you have a Capricorn sun, it's a very different energy than a Libra sun or an Aries sun. So we start to see here with astrology, it's like all of these aspects of our psyche start to really piece together and make this beautiful masterpiece of who we are. And then we further color that by the way we choose to embody it. It's not just like astrology is like, hey, here you are, here's what you are, that's what you're stuck to. It's like, how are you evolving through it? Okay, so you're a Scorpio in Venus, but how do you actually utilize that? And how do you treat that quality in you? Are you abusing it and abusing others? Or are you seeing the gifts it has to bring? Are you learning and growing from it? Astrology is a continually growing field, and it's about how much we can grow internally and not just be stuck to one thing. So looking at your house placement will help you see how you can really channel that scorpionic, loving energy into some area of your life. Perhaps I'll make a series about that. Let's see. But I just really wanted to jump on and make this video for all of you Venus and Scorpios. Say hello below if you're also Venus and Scorpio, and what things you notice about being a Venus and Scorpio. For me, the biggest things can be deeply intense lovers, like very present lovers, focused, and a bit obsessive or possessive, can really get lost in your relationships, but you have the potential to really have transformational relationships where there's a lot of self-growth, change. Often when you leave a relationship, you will not be the same person as when you went in. So you may be the kind of person that benefits from having lots of different relationships and continually learning and growing from them, or having one relationship that you're willing to use as a bit of a playground and the other person is as well, testing things out, trying, forgiving, growing together. You really want to grow in love and you have a lot of focus on that. So that's all from me today. Stay tuned, like and subscribe if you enjoy what I'm sharing and want to stay tuned. I share all things Mayan astrology, and human design. Bye for now.